my comedy DVDs part 29. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to part 29 of a look at my comedy DVDs. And these last 4 or 5 videos that I'm recording today are basically the last half of the last shelf of comedy DVDs, plus a big chunk of Go Faster Stripe DVDs that I haven't already shown, plus basically any comedy DVDs I've watched since I started recording these videos, the comedy section of them. So there's a few here I'm sort of 90% certain I haven't shown, but I've got a nagging feeling, but I really don't think I have shown them, if you see what I mean. But apologies if I do show anything that I have already shown. Okay, that said, stand-up, sketch shows, sitcoms, maybe some films, maybe some other little bits, comedy documentary type things. I think there's at least one of. But let's get cracking. So first up is this box set of Toast of London, the magnificent Matt Berry sitcom from Channel 4. This contains all 3 series. There is a new series coming, Toast in the USA, I think it's called, which is actually going to be on BBC. Sorry, message just popped up. Which is actually going to be on the BBC. They've got the rights to it now. But yeah, love this show. I'm a big fan of Matt Berry anyway, but this is magnificent. Stephen Toast is an actor. Some fame, but not a megastar. Does a lot of theatre work. But it's sort of his adventures in love and in theatre. But it's just so funny. The recurring characters are great. The situations, it's just hilarious stuff. But he also does a lot of voiceovers, and there's a lot of stuff about him recording his voiceovers. But yeah, heartily recommend Toast of London. Okay, so I showed, not that long ago, I don't think, the early releases of the Python precursor shows. And I mentioned then that they'd recently been redone with more stuff. This will become clear in a second. So first up, we have a box set of the last 1948 show. Collector's edition, they're calling it. So this has got, whereas a previous release just had a few compilation shows on it, I think it was, this has got loads of complete shows that have been found. It's a 3-disc set, 10 surviving shows plus 2 near complete reconstructions and a partially complete episode with full length audio, all presented with an array of archived gems and newly filmed extras. And yeah, there's loads of extras, including interviews with Cleese and Tim Brooke Taylor, obviously before he died. Contemporary interviews, all sorts. Yeah, loads of really good stuff. Really enjoyed that. Great show. Very high hit rate. And Do Not Adjust Your Set. So this was Palin, Idle and Jones, together with David Jason and Denise Coffey and the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. So I mentioned when I showed the previous release that I didn't go much on it when I watched that. But as I said then, having watched more of it now, I enjoy it a lot more. There's some really good stuff in here. I'm not a fan of Captain Fantastic, is it? The recurring sketch written by and starring David Jason and Denise Coffey. But practically everything else I really enjoyed, and Bonzos are magnificent. So yeah, this has got basically all the existing shows. So there's 5 episodes on here that weren't on the previous set, and 2 of those they thought they'd been lost entirely. The others they had sections of. But again, lots of good extras on here as well. Okay, this is I'm About to Lose Control, and I think Joe likes it live. This was his 2018 release. Nice slip, slight metallic feel, but a matte finish. In a pink case with a totally different inner sleeve, which is nice. I didn't enjoy this as much as That's the Way Joe likes it, but I did enjoy it a lot. It's very funny stuff. He's just a very funny guy. A Go Faster Stripe release of Ostentatious live at the Leicester Square Theatre, London. So Ostentatious are a improvised comedy troupe, and basically through suggestions from the audience, it's basically just the suggestion of a title, they improvise a Jane Austen play, about an hour long usually, at each show. So previously they've had Mansfield Shark, Darcy and Hutch, I Know What You Did Last Season. Can't remember what the one is on here. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, really funny stuff. You don't have to, but I'm in no way a Jane Austen fan. There might be bits you sort of appreciate a bit more if you are, but you really don't need to be a fan of that world to enjoy it. They're just very funny. Some great improvisers in there, including Sarah Parish and Carrie Lloyd. But yeah, not Sarah Parish. Rachel Parris is who I meant. Rachel Parris and Carrie Lloyd. Yeah, really very, very funny. Another Go Faster Stripe release, and this is another Mark Thomas release. This is Walking the Wall and Showtime from the Front Line. So this is a related double bill. Walking the Wall is the story of when he decided to go rambling in the Middle East and walk the entire length of the Israeli wall crossing between Israel and Palestine. And obviously it's the story of the people along the way, both sides, and all sorts. He get arrested 6 times, all sorts of stuff, very interesting, but he's always fascinating. And then Showtime from Frontline is then 2 comedians he met in a comedy club in Palestine he brought over, and they put a show on sort of telling their story and again the story of this journey. But yeah, 2 really interesting and funny shows. This is another Go Faster Stripe Ostentatious release, or the other because there's only 2. This is at London Savoy Theatre. And again, this one's a bit longer, I think. Yeah, this was 92 minutes. This was an extra long show. Still just one show. Probably enjoyed this one a little bit more, but, you're talking 2 hilarious shows, just one ever so slightly more hilarious. This was the first one I watched as well, so whether that made a difference, I don't think it was. I just think I preferred what they did with this one. The Sixth Sense and Sensibility they've had before. Double O Darcy. Basically, we just get loads of suggestions, put in a hat beforehand, pull a few out, and then pick one of them. But yeah, equally strong stuff. This is Rock Profile. So this is what Matt Lucas and David Walliams did before Little Britain. It was a BBC Three sketch. No, it was before BBC Three. UK TV. Bear with. UK Play, which doesn't exist anymore, and then BBC Two showed it. That makes more sense. It was a show where they basically mocked the Where Are They Now style documentaries about pop stars. They were presented by Jamie Theakston, all done seriously, if you like. And then Matt and David played the pop stars, whoever they may be. There were 26 episodes. I think they were normally shown 2 at a time. But amongst the people Elton John, Jerry Halliwell, Michael Jackson, Tom Jones, Take That, The Chemical Brothers, George Michael, Prince, Shirley Bassey, ABBA, I think, all sorts. So it's got all of them on here. Really funny stuff. This is where I sort of became aware of them, because they'd appear on other shows as pop stars. But there's Rock the Blind, a 45-minute rock profile special in which Gary Barlow plans the ideal comeback, a charity record, plus the TV license fee commercial, Ralph Little Show sketches, Top of the Pops sketches, and other TV appearances. So lots of extras on here. Excellent release. This is Punt and Dennis, the imaginatively titled video, Series 1 compilation. I had this on video, but picked up a DVD release when it came out. So this is a compilation of the best stuff of Punt and Dennis, the imaginatively titled show, which was the sketch show that they got following the dissolution of the Mary Whitehouse Experience on BBC One in 1994. So it's done very much in their style, where there'd be almost stand-uppy bits, and then lots of sketches and recurring characters and things like that. Lots of really strong stuff there. Yeah, hugely funny. And I did see them live around this time, and they were excellent. This is the complete Ripping Yarns. The network release. Has been a few releases of this. This is a very strong network release. So, Ripping Yarns is what Michael Palin in particular did after Python. Basically, BBC wanted a Michael Palin show after Python split. He wanted Terry Jones to help him write it, which he did. Terry wanted to appear in it. He does appear in the first one, Tompkinson's School Days, but BBC didn't really want him in them. So from then on, it was just Michael. But I think they were all co-written between the pair of them. Yes, they were. From what I can sort of gather from reading Palin's diaries, most of the work was Palin's, and then Terry just sort of tarted them up a bit. But yeah, lots of good stuff here. They're not often laugh out loud hilarious. A lot of them are sort of, you know, stylistically funny rather than jokes, but really enjoyable and hugely watchable, and definitely funny regularly. But they're all sort of based on early 20th century literature for schoolboys, Ripping Yarns. Yeah, lots of good stuff on here. So this release is sort of done in a mock book packaging with the 2 discs inside, and then a nice booklet as well. And it's got commentaries, I think, I seem to recall. Doesn't mention them. Yes, commentaries by the pair of them for all 9. Audience laughter-free tracks, because there was dispute over whether they should have laughter tracks on them or not, because they were all shot on film. And they were put on, and even to this day, I think Michael's unsure of whether he preferred them with or without. Deleted scenes, Stills Gallery, the Comic Roots Michael Palin show from 1982, where he talked about the comedy that inspired him. Secrets, which was a black comedy by Michael Palin and Terry Jones from a Black and Blue series, unseen since 1973. Script PDFs and the booklet, of course. But yeah, excellent stuff. A couple more. This is Ricky Gervais Live Fame. And we've also got Ricky Gervais Live Politics. So this were his second and third live shows. So Animals was first, which I'm pretty certain I've already shown. Fourth was Science, which I've shown on Blu-ray. But yeah, this is Politics and Fame. So they're basically the loose themes to his stand-up routine for each show. Hilarious stuff. Absolutely love them. I went to see Fame at Portsmouth Guildhall. Loads of bonus bits on them as well, often involving Carl Pilkington. DVD commentary on this one with Robin Ince, who was his support on the tours. and all sorts of extras. Yeah, really strong stuff. Just looking time wise how we're going to do this. Let's do these. Okay, these are series 8, 9 and 10. Is that right? Yeah. 8, 9 and 10, a spitting image. So I've shown previously 11, 12 I think it is. And there's a box set to come of the earlier seasons. So yeah, really enjoyed Spitting Image at the time. Enjoyed revisiting it through these. Some really strong, really funny stuff. A lot of it either doesn't work because it's no longer timely, or just doesn't work because it wasn't particularly good at the time. Whether writing a topical half-hour show every week during each series, there was, you know, a fair amount of filler. But yeah, good stuff by and large. Okay, I'll show this and then that'll be it for this part. So this is Californication, the 4th season. So I showed long time ago box set of the first 3 seasons. Enjoyed them, bought the 4th season. Never got around to getting the rest, but then fairly recently picked up the complete series box set fairly cheap, and very recently, well, within the last 6 months anyway, watched all of those. Absolutely loved them. So this is superfluous now, but yeah, it's just a great series which I highly recommend. Okay, that will do for part 29. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks, bye.